Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the serious strategy game and we're returning to Rule the Waves 2, where we are as the US still in war against Germany. The Germans seem to have concentrated their forces in Northern Europe, which is fine to me. They do have quite a couple of heavy cruisers running around pretty much everywhere, but I don't think we'll be able to chase them down, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but I think we will be fine over there. So, before we hit the next turn button, I just wanted to have a brief look at things over here. So, we've lost a couple of light cruisers, and one of them was damaged, and I'm a little bit torn and twisted about the Cleveland class over here. The Cleveland class, to me, just... there are some issues with this design, and the most important issue is the AA capabilities. It does only have 8 caliber 3-inch guns that are dual purpose, so it's not really that effective against anti-air. It doesn't have torpedo reloads. It is currently considered obsolete, as you can see by this little marker over here. So I'm not sure whether these guys are going to be the future for us. The Raleigh class is much better. Even though it's the same tonnage, you can actually see it's cheaper to maintain compared to these other things by 10% or so, which is pretty significant. And this design here does have triple the amounts of dual purpose guns. It also has better torpedo tubes, so just all in all, to me it seems to be a much better ship, and I'm not sure whether we want to keep the Cleveland around. There's also very little room for this to be rebuilt into anything other than it currently is. We don't have the tonnage, the weight remaining to add a lot of guns. The torpedo tubes, well, I don't think... well, maybe. Let's just briefly consider this. So if we rebuild this, if we reduce all of these mines to 0, that should gain us some weight. And if we now increase the number of dual... it's just not enough. I don't think this is going to be enough. So, you know what? I don't think there's a future for these ships. And in particular, this one is currently damaged and out of order for 2 months, which means it also has increased maintenance. So, you know what? We are going to scrap this particular ship here and just leave it at that. These things, maybe we're going to rebuild them. We're going to certainly keep them around for the current war, but I don't think probably not much beyond that. Right, we are losing some points. That's unfortunate. Oh, increased heavy AA performance. Ooh, and enables airborne radar. Very nice. Flying boats have sunk 2 submarines. But they are very active in their commercial raiding. And we have another coastal raid, large. We're going to accept that battle, of course, and see what's going to happen. So, I think attacking enemy shipping in general is still something useful. Or you know what? Let's actually ask our ships to attack the objective. Our objective is again here on this little island in the Baltic Sea. By the way, this is one of the regions where historically in the First World War one of the first large-scale amphibious operations has been launched by the Germans. Right, so what have we got? Ooh, 5 battleships. More importantly, and 4 carriers. This is an amazingly large battle. Just look at our order of battle. This is pretty much all of our capital forces. So we've got... well, this is a little bit awkward. Why did he put the Alabama in with Colorado and Connecticut? That's a different class. Same here with the Arizona and California. It would have made much more sense to combine the A-class ships, so the Arizona, the Alabama, and the C-class ones. Okay. So, we are going to ask you to be a core part of this, so that you're always following that. I think we'd want to keep all of our ships around, and that should be lovely. What are you doing? You're supporting the California, that's alright. You are probably screening the Colorado, that's also very good to see. And you are supporting the light cruisers. I think we'd rather want you to support the Colorado class. Yeah, so just bring all of these guys in. And we have a light cruiser squadron over here, just the Reno. And we have further ships over here. So... you are scouting. I think we can automate that. And then we have more destroyers over here. You're supporting the scouts. That's alright. That only really leaves the Reno over here in supporting the California. Yeah, which is fine, I think. Right, let's automate that as well. You guys over here are screening for the carriers that can be AI controlled, I think. And then what have we got? We've got the Langley and the Saratoga and the Biscay and Le Mans. These are our more modern ships. They each have 99 aircraft and these each have 82 aircraft. So I'd actually like you to be part of the carrier division. Core part AI controlled. So just circle back behind these guys, please. We're going to increase your speed to 20. And I think we'll be running straight north here towards this point, as we did last time basically. So yeah, let's also set your speed to 20 knots and we're going to come up over there. Right, let's set up our air operations. Again, I think on the left side over here we can decrease the search pattern a little bit, just make sure we have more. We certainly want to have the maximum combat air patrol as possible. That should be okay. I think on the right we can potentially dial this down a little bit. Yeah, so I think this is, maybe let's do it like that. You know what, 90 degrees is okay because we're gonna sail up here. Yeah, so that's fine. I appreciate that. We are also gonna prepare a strike immediately, and we're gonna take all of our dive bombers from Carrier Division 4. That's 14, yeah, and you can actually take a heavy loadout. And your target is going to be the target, installation 10. Last time we did strike it with 5 bombs, 5 1,000 pound bombs I think. That was just basically enough. You're actually capable of spotting that strike, aren't you? It's a little bit interesting. Why is the Saratoga only capable of spotting 14 aircraft, whereas the Langley is only spotting 14, whereas the Saratoga is spotting 15. Alright, still, that looks good to me. Let's say a coordinated strike. It's going to take a little bit more time to set up though. But I don't expect there to be any resistance. So you know what, we are gonna ask them to strike separately. I think that's gonna be alright. You do have your target. Let's actually immediately launch that. Oh. Yeah. Ground strike, please. Ground strike, please. Okay, so I hope that, yeah, that did register. Okay, so yeah, ground strike. That's alright. That's Carrier Division 44. Let's look at Carrier Division 7. You also have quite a couple of dive bombers actually. And you guys should also try to do a ground strike against installation 10. Yeah, that's still there. Coordinated strike would take a much longer time. And you should actually take a heavy loadout. And let's launch that strike. Other than that, I will take my torpedo bombers. And ready, you guys. Torpedo. Yeah, that's fine. 16 naval strike pattern. Yeah, that's okay too. So you guys should all get in a ready formation. Yeah, that's lovely. And the same on Carrier Division 4. I know I'm getting... this is very daunting because it makes our units extremely vulnerable. But I do like the potential to launch these strikes immediately once we do require them to go. Right. So that does about settle the setup. Yeah, let's actually launch our float planes. Shouldn't take too long. I think we can do 5-minute turns over here. Our battleships are going this way. And we should see our recon take off. Yeah, a lot of guys are on recon missions now. Some combat air patrol, that's also nice to see. Here, the California, shouldn't you go back to the Alabama immediately? Just sort yourself in the back there. And the Langley is doing weird things. Let's see whether the AI is gonna do things over here. You are lagging a little bit behind that. That's weird. Not sure whether I necessarily appreciate that. We also have an airbase at Stavanger, although I very much doubt whether you do have the range to attack over here. What's that? That's a distance off. Couldn't you see the distance? Somewhere in the tooltip. Yeah, down there, 100. Over here it doesn't say. Oh, that's curious. Alright. Yeah, but I think it's basically way too far. Good. And let's actually go on this speed over here. Don't see any strike package yet, or is that? No, you're all recon. Fine. So let's see. Don't think we've seen any reports yet of any enemy activity, but I do expect them to be over here to some degree. No air launch yet. Okay, so you guys are doing something funny. Why are you not? You are independent. I want you to be a core part of this, actually. Could you please actually become a core part? Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, so... okay, so wait a minute. You are a core part of the Langley. Funny, now you're mutually considered a core part of each other. Okay, let's get you out of AI control then. And we're gonna sail you up north. Right, and then you guys should sort yourself into the back of that. So that's okay. You guys have strike packages? Yes, so we do have a lot of dive bombs coming up here. 5 groups in total. They are uncoordinated, but I don't think that makes a lot of difference against a land target. So yeah, let's see whether we can destroy them. Oh, and we're getting our first reports from over here. Doesn't seem to be a lot. Simply destroyers. As we would sort of expect. Last time we did see some enemies over here. There's another report over here. Yeah, but only destroyers. And we knew that they were, last time that we were operating over here, they were operating a lot of corvettes and destroyers in this region. And I don't want to launch my torpedo bombers after corvettes and destroyers, basically. Ooh. This one is a little bit more interesting. Okay. So yeah, let's actually prepare a strike then. With Cavalry Division 14, is that alright? We could take these 3 torpedo bombers. Might not be the worst. Okay, you're considered ready. Your target is actually going to be this transport ship. 3 torpedo bombers. That's alright. Let's launch the strike. It's of course a minimal strike package, but I think it might be interesting. Okay, so our guys are getting closer. And we've spotted another target over here. You know what? We are going to try to attack them. Somewhat uncoordinated. I fully appreciate that, but it's still okay to do this simply because one of our targets will be... do we want to launch that many torpedo bombers after that? You know what? I think we do. Range 150, yeah, that's alright. Let's simply try to find... Oh, you land at dusk. I certainly don't want to do that. What time is it actually? Yeah, it's actually pretty close to night time. So we might actually want to stand our guys down then. Let's keep them up for a second over here, simply in case there's anything that surfaces over there. Right, here we go. Our first strikes are approaching. So 1, 2 light bomb hits, appreciated. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot of hits. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, there we go. That fulfills our objective. So that's very much appreciated. I think all of these guys should be coming back now. We are getting another report, only of transport ships though. So what we actually might check then. Now, these are good destroyers. Good light cruisers. Yeah, they are the R class, so the Raleigh class. That's pretty good. So I don't want to risk them on a dash over here or anything. Right, yeah, so let's simply go with the time over here, wait for our strike packages to come back. Let's hope we are not gonna get too many operational losses. Nighttime is approaching. Slowly. Yeah, so we'll probably land just in time. You are catching up, that's nice to see. Yeah, and actually our carriers all are very close together and under a very heavy screen of combat air patrol. That's very lovely. Right. Let's get you over here. And let's actually go to very fast. Yeah, you just collected your strike package, that's okay. Let's sail over here. Right. No, you. And it's nighttime. Or at least dusk. And there comes nighttime. Go to Alto over here. Dial your speed down a notch. Yeah, so we did finish that up, so that should give us some points. I doubt whether we are going to see the morning, but if we do, we should actually set this up correctly to be a little bit more towards this way, and like so basically. This should be our search pattern. Right. And again, we're going to park ourselves over here in between Finland and Sweden. Right, but I do think probably, well, if we do see another morning, we're going to launch a strike over here. Naval strike. Don't have to burn quite as much fuel. But yeah. So yeah, it's midnight now. We're basically in the center of the nighttime phase over here. But probably the game is going to stop before morning. Can't go faster than Ultra though. So yeah. So far a very good result. I mean, we didn't sink any ships, but we did manage to destroy our objective. I'm very happy about that actually. But I'm curious about how many operational losses I took. Oh, there's morning. We could launch another strike. Yeah, okay. Let's end the scenario. They did have a battleship and a battle cruiser. Marginal victory for us because we did destroy this target. 8,000 points. That's nice. We do have a lot of surviving merchantmen. How was one of them sunk? Certainly not by me. Air details. Okay, so some losses over here. Operational losses mostly from the Germans. But yeah, just look at all of the aircraft. That's pretty drastic. Yeah, but we didn't take any operational losses on our dive bombers actually. It's lovely to see. Do we know where the Germans were? I just want to keep that in mind for next time. So yeah, basically merchantmen's over here. I should have maybe launched an attack with our aggro... Oh, Moltke over here. More merchantmen. Corvettes. And probably more corvettes and stuff down here, yeah. And interestingly enough, it's airbase and torpedo boats, and down here we probably see something very similar. Oh, batteries on Helgoland. Where was the battleship then? Oh wait, you know what, that's fine, we're going to leave this scenario. We did gain a bunch of victory points. Should get further victory points for blockading them. Yeah, and that's lovely to see. Good stuff. Right, all of our ships seem to be in order, so that's good to see. We are still constructing two aircraft carriers, a couple of destroyers. Lovely. We are losing some money, but it's not too much. Yeah, whether or not we are going to keep these guys is a good question. Right, so more Germans in the Caribbean. Carrier, light carriers. Curious to see them bringing carriers over here. Yeah. Oh well. They have troops all over the place, or, well, the heavy cruisers. It's funny to see them going so close to the historic design. Just 100,000 tons in heavy cruisers. That's a lot. Even Italy doesn't... we don't have any heavy cruisers. So we might want to find an answer to their ships. That's what the York and Prince Adalbert had. 8-9-inch guns. Thing is, with this belt armor, it's just not very good. 4 torpedo tubes. As soon as this guy does get into battle against the battle cruiser, words are hard. They're basically toast, though. Right, we'll have to see. Okay, good so far. So I think this is a good place to put in a cut. Do leave a like and all of that if you want, and I'll see you guys next time.